If you have one shoulder blade that's more winged out than the other one, here's what that's telling you and what you can do about it. When one shoulder blade is moved further away and winged out like this than the other one, it's representing some asymmetrical compensations that are happening within the body. Typically what's going on is that the torso and the rib cage are overall turned to one side of the body. Let's say the right side for this example. Turning to the right side might make you think that the left shoulder blade is going to come forward, but actually it's counterintuitive. It would be the right shoulder blade that more likely is going to round forward. The reason why is that this turn is occurring in part because the right side of the rib cage is compressed and depressed, which is pulling the sternum and the rib cage over to that side. When this happens, obviously the left rib cage comes forward and the right rib cage goes back. And typically when the rib cage is compressed on one side, the shoulder blade can't effectively sit on it very well and glide and rotate on it effectively. So essentially the shoulder blade just stays in place, but look at what happens to it if I turn to the right side. This is that winging that we're talking about. So this winging on one side is usually happening because we have a turn towards that side, but also typically a lot of front side rib cage compression, which is pulling the shoulder down and forward with it as we turn to that side. So the solution would entail getting better expansion and opening of the rib cage on this side of the body of the more winged shoulder blade. So the solution to improve the position and mobility of the shoulder would be to get better expansion and opening of the rib cage on this side where we are turned towards with the more winged shoulder blade. Because every time we inhale, we should be getting some expansion of the rib cage in all directions on both sides. And we also want to help use muscles to reposition the shoulder blade better on the back rib cage, so that way it can stay more congruent with it, and then it can rotate and glide more effectively through shoulder movement. Here's a way you can do both of those things in one exercise. To do this, get in a position like this with your hips and knees bent at around a 90-degree angle and your back about 1 inch away from the wall. Take your top leg and straighten it out like so, slightly in front of your hip. Now go up into a side plank like so, and you should have your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. For the easier variation, just to get air into this chest wall, you can take your arm and just let it hang slightly overhead like this with not much tension. Bicep to ear, not back like that, just here. And now breathe in this position in through your nose, out through your mouth. And you should feel some expansion occurring on this chest wall. This is really ideal for the goals of opening up the rib cage on this side as this arm hangs overhead. The breathing should be nice and relaxed, in through the nose, out through the mouth, letting the air fall in and out of you. Once you've mastered this, you could take your top hand and then you can slightly push it into the wall behind you. This is going to get that shoulder blade to move back on the rib cage, but you need to be close enough to the wall to where you can really allow that to happen without the arm being too far behind you, which is just going to flare your rib cage and arch your back.